Hi, Leo and Leo Rising. Here's your horoscope for July 2024. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, we're almost entering Leo season, and that'll be the second half of this month, but we're technically in it right now. As we begin the month of July, we have the Sun, Venus, and Mercury all in Cancer. And so usually this time of the year, if you're a Leo rising or sun sign Leo, this is a general overview, Western astrology, tropical sun sign reading, because obviously I don't have everybody's birthday and everyone's birth chart and birthday is different. So it has to be very general. But generally speaking, this sun sign reading has to do, as you begin the month, with 3 planets in the 12th house. So a lot of reflection, basically spending time with family, emotional thinking. In other words, where I've been, what's going on. You're feeling more sensitive than normal, which is, absolutely when we have this 12th house energy built up here, especially your ruler, the Sun and Venus. So there's a lot of reflecting on the past. Now, when we look around the rest of the planets here, we have Mars also in the 10th house of career. So you're focusing a lot of your attention on work and responsibility, but there are some surprises in the mix. Jupiter is now going through Gemini in your 11th house, so it should be very social. Definitely the second half of the month should be, lots of socializing going on. This month, the energy will shift the second half after the 21st and 22nd into your first house of identity and self, and now you're in your element. Now you're feeling more empowered. And so that's what this month is going to bring. So more socializing, work-related matters, and dealing with the past the first half of the month. So as we start off, Neptune will begin its retrograde phase on the 2nd. Now it'll stay retrograde for about 4.5 to 5 months in this 8th house. Saturn is already there in retrograde, and here's Neptune in stationary position getting ready to go retrograde. So you have 2 planets in this 8th house. And this is a heavy house to have planets in, especially Saturn. So once again, this is another element of karma. There's a feeling of the past. What do I need to do to overcome this psychological, energy that I'm feeling that feels so heavy and draining? Especially with the Sun going through the 12th, and now we have Neptune going retrograde and Saturn sitting here in the 8th house. So it is a heavy energy, no doubt about that. So you'll have to, basically reach in deep and figure it out. But over the course of the next 5 months, this will be just a subtle energy that'll be underlying this understanding of yourself and psychological changes, and what you need to let go of, what you need to reflect on, what doesn't belong in your life anymore. You're going to be evaluating all of that, including financial matters. You may be at a crossroads where you're selling off stock, or you're selling off cryptocurrency, or you're doing business that no longer excites you. This will be part of that, these alignments that are happening in the 8th house, because the 8th house has to do with shared resources as well. So it's a psychological house, and as retrograde planets are in there, it's a very heavy, draining psychological time that you'll be dealing with at least the first half of this month, okay? Because this is very subtle. Now, at the same time, later on, I think it's about an hour or 2 later, Mercury enters Leo. So this already right away starts to help out the mood and the thinking. Mercury is about thinking, and when it enters your sign, you're like, all right, let's get this show on the road. Let's pull ourselves together. Let's make it happen. That's the mindset. You enter this creative mode. But just keep in mind, as it enters on the 2nd, it'll be running right into Pluto. As you can see here, the first couple of days, it'll be running into Pluto. So you might have a little friction or, some uncomfortable conversations with another person right there, because Pluto is about transformation. And here you want to express yourself, but you're, trying to get your point across, or, you've got a lot on your plate, especially having to do with work. And, things could get a little confusing. So you might have to sit down with somebody and have an important conversation. So keep an eye on that. The new moon this month is in Cancer on the 5th, and it's right there in the 12th house. So this is a time where you're not just doing reflecting, but you're coming to the realization about something, either your home life, your real estate holdings, your family dynamics, maybe even the females in your life, because Cancer rules the females. But it's a new moon, so it's a new cycle. So for the next 2 weeks, you've got this cycle lingering around, kind of opening up a doorway to spiritual matters, health matters, taking care of others or them taking care of you. Could be about your children, and you're just being protective. But one thing's for sure, this is going to make you much more sensitive. And this is a very psychic house, especially since we have 2 other planets here in another psychic house. So this is a time where your dreams may be vivid and your imagination may be fertile. And you may be seeing things that you need to see about your own subconscious or other people in your life that you need to reflect upon. You see, that's what that's what it's suggesting. Now, it is positively aligned to Mars in the 10th house. So this could be something having to do with your career or your business in some way. Maybe there's a decision that needs to be made about a partnership or an account or something along those lines that you need to take care of. So that is another possibility here. Okay, it'll be at 14 degrees of Cancer. So wherever that is in your actual birth chart, that's the area you need to focus on. Now, Venus enters Leo on the 12th, 11th and 12th. So this is, again, beneficial. But once again, it does run into Pluto. So whatever it is that you have going on, it could be a little friction with another or an organization or a community or something that you're dealing with, you see. And it'll only last for a couple of days and then you'll be able to resolve it. But having Venus in the first house is very beneficial because you're being seen in a certain way. You're getting a lot more attention. You're looking your best. You're focusing on how others see you. And so this could be quite beneficial for you, all right, over the course of the next 5.5 to 6 weeks as it, stays in your first house of identity and self. It'll lend a little bit more motivation to your daily routine. So that's how it works. And of course, Venus is all about partnerships. So maybe there's some new partnerships in the mix, whether it's personal or business. So keep an eye out for that. Now, Mars enters Gemini on the 21st. Now, 21st is a big day because not only is Mars entering Gemini, but the new moon will also activate the 6th house, 7th house cusp, and I'll get to that in a minute. But Mars entering the 11th house has got you either talking more or being a part of a new organization or, some sort of work that you're doing. But whatever it is, you're meeting new people and the conversations seem to be either more important or you're having a lot of conversations. And maybe you're investigating a new community where you want to expand your business, or maybe you're thinking about moving. Whatever it is, your mind is going to be super active at this time. So for the next 5.5 to 6 weeks, as Mars makes its way through your 11th house, you are absolutely talking to other people and thinking about the future a lot more, especially since Jupiter's in there. This is all about the future. This is all about your hopes and visions for the future. This is a technology house, so maybe you're thinking about some new technology also. And so communication is really running high from this point forward. Now, as I was saying, the same time, about an hour or two later, the full moon in Capricorn. It's at the last degree of Capricorn. That's why I switched it back to the 20th here, but it's actually the 21st. And so here is the symbol of Capricorn and the moon, and it's going to be very close. It's going to be at 29 degrees along with the sun. So the sun will be at 29 degrees, the Capricorn moon will be at 29 degrees, and it'll be conjuncting Pluto. So once again, this is suggesting something to do with a partnership or a relationship that you need to face up to, or have important conversations with, or clarify some important information. Now, it is favorably aligned, so it looks like it could be quite beneficial. It's aligned favorably to Mars, and it's aligned favorably to Neptune. So whatever it is, there's an understanding or a coming to terms and an agreement. And Capricorn has to do with the future, but it also has to do with goals. And, and this person, whoever you're dealing with, or the community you're dealing with, or whatever it is you're dealing with, it's something that has to be transformed. That's what I'm seeing here. So on the 21st, it's a big day for many of you. Now, fortunately, on the 22nd, the sun enters Leo. Now we have, the energy in your favor. So the sun, Venus, and Mercury, all in the first house of identity and self. Now you're in your element. So from now until the middle of August, it's full speed ahead. It's taking charge of your life. It's improving it. It's anything to do with creativity, getting more attention, taking charge of what you want to take charge of. And so this is going to be very important. So for about a day or so, it'll be opposing Pluto as well. So once again, relationships are on the table. But after a couple of days, it'll pass. And so this is much more beneficial for you Leos or Leo rising folks. Okay, so this is going to be quite the improvement that time of the month. And the last one is Mercury entering Virgo on the 25th and 26th. And here it is entering your second house of income and value. And so now you're analyzing your income, your investments, anything to do with financial matters. You're going over everything. Okay, for whatever reason, there's a lot of thinking about financial matters here and improvement. And so this could be something to do with an organization. It could have something to do with a partnership. It could have something to do with your personal relationship. But there's definitely, Mercury is about thinking about things at a deeper level and analyzing all the small details, especially in the sign of Virgo. Okay. Anyway, there you have it, Leo. Do the best you can. Have a great month. And stay tuned for an important offer that I have for you. All right. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now. Hi. Thank you so much for watching my monthly astrology. I really appreciate your support over the years. Have you ever considered learning astrology? Well, you're in luck because I've created a full online astrology course in my private community. It's a full 6-module course that takes you from the beginning of astrology, what it all means, the mythologies, the houses, all the way to the more advanced techniques such as progressions, solar returns, how to read transits, how to make predictions. It's all there in this course here. And I even dive into some of the mysterious stuff, what some of the symbolism is all about. So I think you might want to check it out if you're interested. Along with the course, we have a very tight-knit community here where everyone helps each other out. And so if someone knows a lot about astrology, they help other people with astrology. So it's a community that really gets involved and, really wants to learn and help each other out. But as you can see here, I have a whole lot more on this private community. I also have the Inner Circle live calls each week. Now, this is something that I do twice a month on YouTube, but here I do them on a weekly basis. And I talk about various topics. You get to ask me questions, we interact, and we learn a whole lot more than just astrology. So this could be anything from astrology to what's going on in the world, predictions, politics, whatever it is. We talk about it in the Inner Circle calls. Of course, I do have videos here that I do not have on YouTube, so you get those too. And then I've got a private resource vault, which has videos that I suggest watching, books suggested reading, meditations, and more. So if you're interested in learning astrology or want to be part of a great community that's really growing fast, head on over to the link down below and click on the link and join today. All right? Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.